So I increase my value because I want to be able to control who I marry, not control Jen, but I want to control my destiny because I'm afraid. Hey, what else are you afraid of? I busted my tail because I was afraid of my dad dying because of financial stress. I was afraid. It created urgency. You know how happy I am? The fact that I get to see my dad every single day. I'm the happiest I've ever been because I was afraid. And if God forbid something happens, my dad's turning 80, guys, in the next 6 days. Today's what? What's today's date? Today's the 4th. He turns 80
April 4th.
on the 10th. When he had his heart attack in 93, 94, they said he's going to live 10 more years. God's given me 17 more years. I was afraid when I went to the hospital. I saw my dad lost 40 pounds. He was shriveled, his body, couldn't walk. And I got kicked out of the hospital. Some of you guys one day will know the real story when my dad tells you what happened that day when I got kicked out of the hospital. So I didn't like the way they treated my dad. I was afraid having to live with that scene for the rest of my life. Having to say, you could have done something about that. I was afraid. Why do I show you these numbers with TTT? Some of you guys are not afraid if your butts and seats isn't more than it was last year. You're not afraid. You're okay with it. You've accepted it. Some of you guys are afraid. Most of you guys are not afraid. So you're not climbing. You're stuck in this cave. And you're okay with this cave. You're not making the jump. You're afraid. You're not making the climb. You're afraid. Or maybe you're not afraid yet. You used to be afraid. You're not anymore because you're making enough money to pay your bills. You're not afraid. You know you're not. You're chilling. That emotion of fear that you used to have when you were relentless and scary, you don't have that anymore. Now you wear shirts that says, no fear. I got no fear. Macho, look at me. I don't fear no man. Well, I do. I fear God. I fear a lot of men. I fear a lot of things that may not become a reality for my kids, but that fear creates urgency for this guy to improve and be a little bit more aware. Kobe talks about fear. He says it's a real emotion. You got to receive it. But fear is what makes me practice more than my peers. Fear of embarrassment is what got Michael to practice more than his peers. Some of you guys are not afraid of being embarrassed at TTT. You don't care about that kind of stuff. You've grown out of it. It's cool. You're too cool to go and experience that fear. Listen, I don't know if this is making sense to you or not. I'm sure it is to some of you guys. When I saw that moment and that scene, all I thought about, like 7, 8 names of you came to my mind. I can't tell you who it is because some of you guys would be upset. Like, you would think about me. I'm a pretty big shot in the company. Your name came to my mind. And I so wish I could tell you who you are. I so wish I could say your name right now. I can't tell you. But I thought about you. You know exactly who you are. Yes. Not the next guy. You. Because I said, you're not afraid no more. What is Brady coming back? No fear. He's afraid. Joe Burrow and all these new guys. And he's the GOAT of GOATs. Think about that. Michael came back. What are you afraid of? He feared. People forgot how freaking powerful and a dominator I was. He came back. He was afraid. Fear has such a I don't know what word to give it. There's a misconception with fear. FYI, I guarantee you 80% of our MDs are not watching the video till this part because they're not afraid. You realize this whole fear concept with me is why everybody would leave at 7 p.m. and I would say 2 more hours to make calls on a Friday night. Oh, it's Friday night. Oh, okay, cool, go. I'm not financially free yet. I don't have that house yet where they sleep over at my house. I don't have the house where my dad is going to live by me and all the kids are going to go to school together. Do you know my kids going to school with Paulette and Sias? Because you know what that is to me? It's a dream. Sean's at my house with throwing baseballs and him and Dylan are playing baseball. My life I'm living today is a byproduct of me fearing of one day not living this life. And now I'm living it. Thank you. Did you understand what I just said? My life today is a byproduct of me fearing many years that maybe I won't live this life one day. Not, yeah, I'm going to live it one day. No, no, no. God is not turned on by cocky and arrogance. You cast a vision. Be cocky with your predictions. Humble with victory or loss. Confident with your preparation. How confident are you with your preparation, execution, and work ethic right now? Are you fully prepared for TTT? Are you fully executing for TTT? Are you fully coming out the gates with helping people get qualified for TTT? Are you fully driving everything for March Madness so you get to take your people from your base shop to Miami and have the exotics and give them that? Are you fully? He's like, yeah, I don't fear my competition. I got these guys. Not trying to be condescending. I'm not trying to make fun of you. I just remember when I was like that, I got my ass handed to me. And I'm telling you right now, many of you who were afraid a year ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, you're not afraid right now. And you're not winning. And when you were afraid, you were winning. Tough concept, ain't it? I listened to them like, Tico, I don't know if you understand everything I'm explaining. I don't even know if I'm making sense. If my message is coming through.
You are very clear, Pat.
It scared the crap out of me when I thought about these 7 or 8 leaders. I said, they're no longer afraid. Wow. They're no longer afraid. Anyways, hey, if the shoe fits, wear it. If the shoe fits, wear it. The good news is it ain't too late. We ain't meeting together for 2 more weeks. Some of you guys are going to go to Man in the Arena. It's going to be freaking insane. And then we're going to come back. But like this, we're at TTT. Close your eyes, open it up. We're at TTT MD meeting, and I'm showing the numbers, and you're like, oh my gosh, I was not afraid. And I'm going to talk about you not being afraid for 5 hours. This is what I'm going to do. For 5, and you know what I'm going to do. For 5 hours, I'm going to talk about how you're not afraid anymore. You're just like, yeah, just sitting like this. Nope. The great ones are afraid, but they face their fears. The ones with big potential had the ability to be goats, but they got too cocky and they were no longer afraid. Like, I got this. I got this. Oh, okay. All right. Hopefully you do. By the way, some of you guys have been playing afraid. And I know you're going to kick ass in TTT and you're going to embarrass, like, you're going to like, oh, that guy? Wow, that's pretty insane. Some of you guys are going to listen to today's message, get the chills all over your body. And you're going to message in the group me. I'm going to ask you right now, what's your biggest takeaway? Put in the group me. Some of you guys are going to do it, but I'm telling you, 80% is not going to watch this video. Some of you guys are going to have your non-MDs are going to say, come here, come here, come here. Watch this 13-minute, I don't know what the segment is, 18-minute segment. Watch this message. It's you. And then, boom. Today, I got a guy on the podcast named Ken Golden who sold $41 million of cards. And I called him up and I made an offer to one of the Mickey Mantle cards, $21 million offer that I made. It was going to be the biggest transaction in the history of cards. When I was a kid, that card was worth $25,000. And I would go Google Gaga when I just saw the picture of it. Now, I just made a $21 million offer. Just the fact that I have an opportunity to make a $21 million offer on a freaking card is because I've been afraid that maybe one day I wouldn't have the opportunity to do this. And life is so freaking awesome. It offers so many beautiful things, but you got to play ball and you got to face your fears. The moment you're cocky, you're going to lose. Just look at the leaderboard. The cocky people are losing today. The people that are afraid and taking action are winning today. Very interesting concept. Never changes. Tico, to wrap up, Can you show me the numbers of how those BCs rank this year over last year, if you got that? Okay.
Here's what we have.
Matt had 637.
Yep.
They had 637.